Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared podcast. I'm your host, Austin Creed. My friends, today we're going to discuss why women don't listen to men. You know what's interesting to me, my friends? Number one, we need to establish why it is that a lot of men don't even respect men. Because women are a whole different beast. First, you got to start with men. Men don't respect other men because in the West, especially in the United States, we've been so conditioned as men to be nice guys, to be the provider, to be the pocketbook with short hair. We have not been conditioned to be men who hold people accountable, who hold ourselves to a higher standard, and who don't accept scraps. Now, the problem with men not respecting other men is tied into why women do not respect men. The women do not respect men because a lot of men are very pansy, and they're looking to please women. Not get women's pussy wet, but to get women to like them, to not be threatened by them. That is what men are meant to be today. Men are not conditioned to be masculine. They are conditioned to not mess up the social order. They are conditioned to be malleable. They are not conditioned to be masculine men who would lead the country like their grandfathers were. You look at the fact that in World War II, the average Eddie went out and defeated Superman, and then you look at today, the average Eddie can't do jack shit. He's unhappy. He's often on drugs. He has no idea what the hell he wants to do even by age 30. And he's been completely disenfranchised by women, by people who are LGBTQ. He's been completely disenfranchised. So when we look at why women do not listen to men, it's because the men... I'm not trying to blame it 100% on men, because let me tell you something right now. Women hold a lot of the blame here, but the problem is, women don't want to accept blame for anything. Nothing. Even if we get to the bare necessities of the friend zone, they want to blame you as the man for being used by them. Gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. If you are the dumb, goofy guy who is in the friend zone to a woman who you think is hot, or a girl you've always been interested in, or a girl you want, stop that dumbass shit. Stop it. Do not do it. Because women are in the spirit of usury. They will use you as much as they possibly can, because that's how they are designed. They are not designed to create. They are not designed to generate things. They are designed to be parasites. This is not meant to degrade women. I am describing their behavior. And if you look at what women do, not how you have been conditioned to look at the situation, you will see what I'm saying is true. Now, let's get to why women do not respect men. The reason why is because a lot of men are not designed to lead. They are designed to be, quote, partners. I hate the word partner. I hate it. You want to know why I hate the word partner? Because the word partner stems from the LGBTQ community, the rainbow mafia, the alphabet army, and it is not something that was in the mainstream until very recently. And so when we look at how the word partner in the business world means I own 50%, you own 50%. We have a mutual equal interest. Gentlemen, if you are a so-called partner in your marriage, in your relationship, in your dating relationship, you have failed. And this is exactly why your girlfriend cheated on you. This is exactly why your girlfriend got her cheeks spread by Pookie. This is exactly why she broke up with you, saying it's not you, it's me. This is exactly why your girl said you weren't man enough. Is because you were a partner, you weren't the possessor. You weren't Pookie, you weren't the guy who was out there busting your cheeks wide open like SpongeBob's mouth. You weren't the guy who was out there making that bread. You weren't the guy putting her in her place. You weren't the guy who was going out there and not making her earn your loyalty. Period. Now, I understand this is very extreme for a lot of you. I understand this is very aggressive. But I don't give a fuck. This is extremely important. If you want to be respected as a man, you need to do what you say and say what you mean, and you need to have a code of conduct. I preach about biblical bachelorism on this show. You may not know it if you're new to the channel, but let me tell you something. I preach biblical bachelorism, and one of the reasons I preach it, I wrote a whole book on it, is you need to develop your own personal philosophy that works for you. I don't care if you were raised Christian. I don't care if you were raised atheist. I don't care if you were raised Muslim. I don't care if you have no interest whatsoever in your secular. It applies to you equally. Why? Because this, my friends, is the only life we have as far as I know. And as I've said multiple times on this show, you have to develop your own philosophy. You have to understand that your experience of life is different than mine. It's different than someone else who listens to this show. At the end of the day, the forces that be at play are trying to exploit you. Whether you could say the boogeyman are women, the government, I wouldn't go as far as to say, I don't understand why there's a huge rise in anti-Semitism. As someone who is of Jewish descent, I don't get it. I understand that people hate the people who are rich and have what they want, but I don't understand how that means that you're Jewish, whatever. I'm not going to get into that rabbit hole. I just don't get it. Bottom line, I can understand it from a totally outsider perspective, but as someone who has looked into this, I don't get it. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not Alice, and this is no Wonderland. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Speaking of which, let's go return to the topic at hand, and that would be why women do not respect men. The reason why women don't respect men is because a lot of men will dirty Mac. A lot of men will stay in the friend zone. A lot of men do not hold frame. If a girl could do something completely atrocious, but if she gets on her knees and braids her hair back, everything's Gucci. If she drops that neck on you, or gives you those lips below the atmosphere, she gives you that punani, everything's good. That's the problem. You're not holding her accountable. You're not saying, hey, you do this, or I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk away. Because your power as a man is walking away. Make no mistake about it. We're not here to yell. We're not here to act all Meshuggah and wave our hands and yell and scream. No. You walk away. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. You just walk away. That will drive women crazy. Not yelling at them, not getting crazy on them, not blocking them, not doing anything. You walk away. You say, I'm done, and you walk away. You don't get mad. You don't yell. You don't make a scene. You don't pout. You don't do any of that dumb shit. You just walk away. Because you don't care. Because you got options. You don't act in scarcity. You're acting in abundance. You have an abundance mindset, and you know you can replace her at any time that you want. That is a game changer. That will lead to women respecting you. I've seen it myself, gentlemen. Let me tell you, I'm not here to brag. If you watched the show or listened to the show before, I don't brag. I don't make a business of bragging. To me, bragging is the equivalent of a guy trying to flex and look big versus when The Rock just shows up and you can tell he works out. You can tell he puts in the work. You can tell he even takes gear, allegedly. If you're big, you don't have to flex to look big. That's why I don't flex. I don't have to flex to look big. I am big. Pause. But my friends, the reason why I don't tell you to flex what you have, the reason why I think it's important is because you need to develop yourself into the kind of guy that says, okay, so this woman doesn't want to drop neck. This woman's trying to leverage sex against me. This woman's not giving me what I want. I'm going to chuck her to the side, close my tab, and I'm going to move on. That is what you must do. That is how you get women to respect you and how to listen to you. Women do not listen to men that they do not respect. And to hold a woman's respect means, number one, you have to have respect for yourself. Number two, it means you have to actually enforce what you threaten. And number three, you need to not put up with bullshit. Do not sit there and say, oh, I want to be a good man. Oh, I want to be a good example. Oh, I want to be a nice guy. Do not say that, because that will put you in a box that will limit your ability to exercise options, to exercise hypergamy, to say, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and accept a raw deal. I'm going to go out there and do what's best for me, because this is my life, and I'm not going to be limited by you. You don't want to do that? Fine. Okay. I respect that. I'm going to go over here and find a woman who does. I'm not going to negotiate with you. I'm not going to throw a fit. I'm not going to do any of that dumb shit. I'm going to leave. Period. That is how you get people to respect you. The person who has the ability to walk away in the transaction holds the power. We as men, we have natural needs and desires, and so a lot of us, we act like vultures. We act like hyenas. We act like scavengers, taking the what we can get off of the floor of the dating marketplace. Stop being a scrap sexual and start having standards. That will put you in the right direction. Because that energy has power. Semen retention has power. If you think you're just going to throw your hot dog down the hallway, if you think that you're going to just go out there and bang some bugger wolf, hunchback, fat girl, don't do that. Because guess what? That post-nut clarity is going to be tough. On top of that, you threw that energy away. And now you're going to be like, oh, shit. Man, what did I do? I mean, it sucks. I've been there. I'll be honest. I've been there. Not proud of it, but I've been there. Do not, I repeat, do not fall for what I fell for. Do not do these dumb things. They will save you time. They will save you heartbreak. They will save you a lot of valuable time. My friends, the reason I did this show today is not to air out my grievances. It's not because I'm mad. It's not because I'm hurt. It's because a lot of men do not understand the game. They don't understand why they're in the situations they're in. They don't know how, and even if they understand it, they don't know how to get out. They don't know how to navigate the dating marketplace. My friends, I'm here for you. I don't claim to be some Mac pimp daddy, but what I am is a guy with a microphone who understands reality. And thanks to a lot of guys who are very loyal supporters and active on this channel, they help cover for certain areas that they think needed to be added on a little more, could have been extrapolated on, could have been modified, and I think it's extremely important, and I thank them for doing that. But just understand, we as men, we have one life. And so if you're out here trying to simp, trying to be a cock, trying to do dumb shit, it's only going to lead you to be unhappy, why would you do that? I don't see a point in doing that. If women don't respect you, I want you to take a step back and I want you to ask yourself, do you operate in a way that says you respect yourself and that you only accept respect from others? You don't put up with disrespect. You don't put up with mockery. You don't put up with passive-aggressive bullshit. Ask yourself that question, because if you do, that signals you have no self-esteem and people will walk all over you. And by people, I mostly mean women. My friends, let me know if you think there's anything I missed and you want to add, you want to extrapolate on. Please let me know. In the meantime, you take care of yourself, think for yourself, ponder through what we talked about today, I think it's extremely important in your personal development journey, but let me know. Take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.